You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen3 and King on BS3 Network. Queen3 and King.
That's what I'm talking about. The producer is on it already. She brought that beat back without me having to request it.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
I'll let it rock a little bit. Mika, let me know when you finish dancing.
You got 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
You better catch a cramp. You better
I
They about to catch a cramp.
Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Queen3 and King. I am your host, King Dog. You got the queens, and we have a special guest today from the Marriage is Real podcast, Jamie and Damian Johnson. Again, today's topic is marriage must. If you have been with Queen3 and King for a while, you know that Damian and Jamie have been on a few times, and they are family. They are BS3 Network family. So this should be fun. Again, marriage must. And again, I'm telling you right now, they show was one of those shows that you just could not turn away from. Mm-hmm. Absolutely could not turn away from. So I expect I didn't give them any kind of warning and tell them what we was going to be, what type of questions we was going to be asking, because I know I don't need to. Yeah, you know, now they had one struggle back when we used to go to church together. And Jamie came in and she had a long face and she was wearing a cast on one of them arms. Which one was it?
There you go.
And I knew then. I said, he didn't. I just looked at it. I said, he didn't hurt you, did he?
You go.
So anyway, all right, let's do these introductions. We'll start in inverse order this week. We'll start with the baby queen since the season queen is not in today. Shout out to her. I'm sorry, Miss Producer. Did you want me to go back? I skipped some of your stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm hard at it. For those of you who are listening on Facebook or YouTube, we are live on Roku. You can search the BS3 TV and download that today if you haven't already. If you don't have a smart TV, then you just dumb, ain't you? You can see us on the website. You big dummy. Our website is bs3network.com. Roku channel, you can check bs3tvlive.com. You can watch us wherever, in your car, in your living room, in your restroom. It don't matter. You'll be scrolling anyway. YouTube viewers, please click the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, now on to our introductions. Again, we'll start with the baby queen, also known as Mama Lee, formerly known as Blake's mama. She is now firmly entrenched in the corner of Bronxy, also known as New York Red. Talk to the people, Queen.
Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful people.
All right, and we're going to ask you a question after I take a drink of this Lipton tea. We're trying to get the sponsorship. Lipton, come on,
Put it up.
Come on, get us. Come on, get us. How many bundles did it take?
Not bundles. See, you're so smart, you're dumb. You don't use bundles. Use braiding hair.
Okay, all right. Shit, I don't know. How many bags?
It's bags together.
Okay, it's bags. Okay, so I know what we can do then. We can start moving this weight and put some bags on the top of it so people will think we just selling her.
And don't text me on Friday and ask what color I got so Aaliyah can be wearing it. Yeah.
She good.
Yeah,
right.
You blushing. You looking at it.
Oh yeah. I'm not just a mess. I'm a hot mess.
Indeed.
Right. Next, we have the box wine connoisseur. She's known as the educated queen. She is in the years that we've been on the air, she's been embroiled in, several legal matters, some with the city of Tulsa and the state of Oklahoma, She is Garland's own. She's known as Georgia Meba TT. Again, she's the box wine connoisseur. Franzia, I know your sales numbers is probably down.
You need to stop.
Give us a call. We can get them back up. Talk to the people, Queen.
I ain't drunk box wine drunk me, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I bet it did too. Damian, one time I went over to her house, man.
Stop lying.
Need to check something, and I couldn't get through the door. I was kicking over box wines all through just to get through the entryway. Yeah. I almost fell because I stepped in one of them. All right. And season queen is out today, but she's out there damn near in Van Augustine still. So shout out to her, Coco, and all her grandkids. All right, so our special guest again, we have from Marriage is Real, Jamie and Damian Johnson. This is my favorite. What I call y'all? My favorite black married couple. That way I kept my options open, in case my Caucasian family members, I can talk to them.
Gotta keep the sponsorships available.
That's right. Talk to the people.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all? What's going on? We missed y'all.
It's been a minute.
It's been a couple days.
Yeah, the network misses y'all. So
it's been a month of Sunday.
I'm gonna say this live on there, so I can't take it back because it's recorded. Whenever y'all are ready to come back to BS3 Network, as minority owner of BS3 Network, I got y'all fees covered.
Heard that.
Oh boy.
You hear what I'm saying? That's how bad I want them back. That's how bad I want them back.
Pressure.
They coming back at 8:30 tonight.
That's how bad I want them back. I got y'all. Just come back. What's the song say? Just come back. You won't come back to me, will you? Ain't it the boys playing, son? All right. We're going to get into our initial thoughts now. We're going to dig right into this topic. If you're in the chat room, please give us your thoughts here. Again, this is a much discussed and cussed topic, right? Marriage. Again, there's a lot of opinions here. We don't pretend to be the experts, even though I can tell you right now that I done heard Marriage is Real say some stuff that I ain't heard no therapist say. So we're gonna actually yeah, that's great for y'all, bad for the therapist. But you get those those 4 free sessions at your job, that employee assistance program, EAP. You get 4 for you, 4 for your kids, 4 for your wife, everybody use it. And if you got a smart therapist, they'll use all 16 for you. If they just gonna put down this one was for Roderick.
Right.
But it was for you. So we're gonna start with our guest today on this question, this initial thoughts, because again, we've heard the same question about Christianity, believe it or not. Y'all, we might have been under the same ministry umbrella at the time, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a question out there about whether Christianity was easy or hard, right? And what we should be saying as Christians to be able to tell people, because if we made it out to be hard, they're like, well, shit, why I want to be a Christian then? And if we made it out to be easy, then they get there and the shit ain't easy. Then they out anyway, So again, I kind of view this the same way, right? On, some single folks out there, younger people coming up, or older people who are looking. And let me just ask you this question. Is marriage easier than we make it out to be? Speak freely.
So I'll go ahead and get it started. I think a lot of times that people think that they make the marriage synonymous with the wedding, all of the fanfare and everything that goes into the whole, we going in, we tasting cake. We got family members now that's getting ready to get married. We go into the cake test, cake tasting and tasting, not testing. Yeah. Cake tasting, and then we're going to trial dress. They're going to trial dresses and do all this, this, that, and the third. And they think that that's going to be the tone of the marriage. Mm-hmm. And it's like that wedding and that day and those few hours. And what's funny is that wedding goes by so fast.
Sure
you do all this fanfare, you do all the rehearsal dinners and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And then, you blink, that marriage, the ceremony itself is 30 minutes. You at the reception longer than you're at the marriage itself. And then it's like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be cool. And so But no, those are totally different things. Two totally different things. The marriage is different than the wedding, and I'll just kind of kick it up there.
Right. When it comes to easy, no, marriage is not easy, and it is not easier than what people think. If they think it's easy, then you might need to rethink again. I like to say marriage is the concept of marriage and being married is simple, but it's not easy.
I love that. I love
it's
that.
not easy. But then to me, you think about how people say, "I don't want it if it's that easy. I don't want it if it's that." Anything you do that you're right and you're proud of. Mm-hmm. You're proud that you fought through it, you worked through it, that you did what you needed to do to get to it. So no, it ain't easy, but I mean, it's worth it. Yeah, if you're married to the right person.
Love it.
You took my next point.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. You talked about tasting the cake and testing the cake. Well, hopefully before you asked her to marry her, you tested the cake and tasted it.
Good indeed.
Not cookie.
Oh, my bad. God, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong script. My bad. But okay, and let me just extend that further too. It's not only just the wedding is different than the marriage. Let me just take it back further. The marriage is different than the courtship, and it is different than the engagement.
Absolutely.
And it's different than the wedding day. All of those have some euphoria attached to it. That if you ain't ready for the skids that's going to be hit when that Monday morning the honeymoon is over, y'all back from Turks and Caicos, and Mr. Wallace is waiting on you to come in and catch up on these emails.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get to the house that day, you ain't gonna remember nothing about Turks and Caicos. You're gonna be hope you getting turkey and cake. If you like it. So that's a great point. Let's get a few of these comments before we go to the educated queen on her thoughts. And this we got BS3 in the building. That's Trey. He put the BS in BS3 Network. He says, "Good evening, family. Good to see you guys, Damian and Jamie." Oh, go back, Ben, and I'm going to say this too. I said that you would take care of their fees if they came back to BS3 Network. So just hope you are okay with that. And then Ben said the important part of marriage is after the wedding. Absolutely. Yeah. And then he says marriage is work on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Every day.
And then Keisha said, good evening, family. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
And then he just laughed. No, I need I don't need laughter about that. Keisha says, before my Ambien kick in, I learned after my divorce, ladies, never let your man leave home horny or hungry, because there's always a hoe out there with a sandwich.
Ooh, wow. God today.
Wow. Let's make sure we will start.
Y'all need to look
we will edit her comments before we scan them and scroll them. That's par for the course for her. All right, educated queen. Is marriage easier than we make it out to be? You looking from the outside in. What you think?
I'm looking.
You know Lily be calling you when she having a hard time. Talk to her, tell the truth, shame the devil.
Alicia be calling me, but Alicia know I'll tell her, "Oh, that was wrong, Alicia."
Yeah.
Your mouth got a little fly right there.
And fly like them braids. Go ahead.
I didn't say that, Alicia. Ted did. No, I don't think it's
flicked him out, but I'm not gonna do that today.
Okay, don't do it. You saved. I think it is not easier than we make it out to be. Is it worth it? Yes. But I think we make it harder than what it is with some of the decisions that we make, some of the choices that we, bring into the marriage, some of the friends that we bring into the marriage. I think all of that makes it harder than what it needs to be.
Yeah, right on. All right, Lily, is marriage easier than we make it out to be?
I don't know if I can even top what's been said, but like I said, it's work every day, every single day. And I think what a lot of people do, we prepare for a wedding, but we don't prepare for the marriage. Mm-hmm. So a lot of work, like Damian even said, we put all this work into the day of, and then
she done freezed it.
I know what she's saying.
She done freezed it.
It's like they didn't even know how to navigate what the marriage was. They were so, focused on preparing for the wedding that they didn't prepare for the marriage. So it's work every day. But like Mika said, a lot of the choices that we've made as individuals instead of as together, a couple together, that's what makes it hard.
Right on.
And I'll add this too. I think the mindset that going in thinking it's easier, that mindset of thinking that it's easier than like the way we make it out to be is what makes the marriage hard, because you thought going in that this was going to be easy, and that once we got married it was going to be this thing, and it's going to be this, that, and the third. And people have been telling you, and you got people all over the world, and counselors and whomever you talk to told you, okay, you got to do this when you get married. It's going to look like this, it's going to look like that. And as like some teenagers, you just think, oh, that's them, that ain't me. No, you too. If you're gonna be a wife, it's you too. If you're gonna be a husband, it's you too. So that mindset, that mentality of thinking it's easier is what causes, to me, the destruction and the breakdown of the relationship after the wedding. After the party, you know what I'm saying?
In fact, I've heard it compared to a classic car, and that type of work you have to put in is the same type of work you need to put in to a classic car to keep it up and running. If not, it's going to be on the sideline without much good. All right. Let's go to the next question. Let's just move right on along. We're going to start with the educator queen here. What are some must-dos in marriage in your estimation? What are some must-dos in marriage? I can't hear you.
Are you muted?
Now I was, because baby, that washer went off and I didn't want y'all to hear that. But I'm clean over here, baby.
When you get your washing machine?
Huh?
When you get your washing machine?
Oh my God! Thank you. I held my tongue. But it's a couple little things that I put in my Bible for some must-dos in marriage. You gotta date me. We can't stop dating because we get married on August 1st, and you think it's cute. We gotta date. We must communicate. We must keep your mom and them out of our marriage.
Miss Gloria ain't did nothing to you.
Miss Gloria, she can come over for dinner, but she can't tell me how to handle my husband. She birthed him, thank you, but he's mine now.
Hallelujah.
And the last thing, we must listen to each other before we listen to the outside noise.
All right, baby queen, what are some must-dos in marriage?
Oh, you must continue today. That's so important. I think that people forget that. You get so sucked into the everyday routine. Remember today. Remember how you got me. Remember all those things. But we have to be able to communicate effectively, not when we're in the heat of the moment. Sometimes it's not time to talk about something as soon as it happens. Sometimes you gotta die down a little bit. And I have to process because I get to, in my earlier days, I would get to say stuff pretty prematurely, and I probably should have just kept that on the back burner. But communicating effectively, dating, and also watching the company you keep, as in friends and stuff, because sometimes you have friends and you feel like they're rooting for you, but sometimes they're secretly preying on your downfall. So be careful of your circle that you have around you as a married unit.
All right, the Johnsons, what are some must-dos in marriage?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'll let you talk. I think the biggest must-do in marriage, I wouldn't say the biggest, but one of the quintessential must-dos in marriage is doing it. You got to do it.
You stole mine. You get on my nerves.
That's why they're the professionals.
Yeah, you must do it.
Yeah, my words verbatim.
No, but I think I'm being facetious, but I'm being for real too. That's one of the biggest things is the intimacy, the sex, all of that has to continue. And I know a lot of men talk about like this, sex is this, sex is, it stops, when we get married. If you ever want to see a woman stop having sex with a man, marry her, that kind of stuff. That's what you hear. I'll say another must do in marriage is you must communicate. You have to have the conversation. You cannot think that somebody can read your mind, or that, oh, he should just know, or she should just know. No, she just shouldn't. And no, he just shouldn't. Based on what? Because we are all continuously changing. You're ever evolving. Your marriage is ever evolving. So tomorrow, and I don't even know, like the future me 5 years from now, I'm gonna be a different chick. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, in marriage, you gotta continue to study each other.
Right.
Yeah.
To study one another. What I say, communication, doing it, and vulnerability. That's one of the biggest things in marriage. And I think a lot of times the biggest issue is that people are not comfortable with being vulnerable, because you are married to this person, but you don't really feel like they're a safe space for you to, open up and share your whole heart. You may give them bits and pieces, and I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like men do this. They like dangle a little bait. Let me see how she gonna handle it. Let me see what before I really say. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dangling some bait. It ain't little though.
Oh my God!
You are gross. No,
he just gets on my lap.
I really think Mama and Daddy. This is gross.
Hey,
y'all got created some freaks, because my favorite part was doing it.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, well, you see, I'm gonna say this too, in terms of Jamie's doing it. Wow, Jamie's doing it, right? And this is specifically for the men, and I want you to speak to something in just a second, Damian. But to the men, you can't be just counting on the doing it part. You got to do what leads to doing it, right?
Woo!
You can't just get nice. Nick, you can't just get nice at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? At PM, you got to be nice all day. You got to be sending texts all day. Send some edible rain. I know you're going to the house. I know what, but Steve, you know what I'm saying? Do something through the course of the day. You court throughout the course of the day. Your foreplay start when you wake up in the morning, not when you're getting out of the bed, not when you're getting in the bed.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm gonna say that for sure. But Damian, Jamie kind of mentioned this when she says, I know what they say, the importance of sex for men. Right. I want you to speak to that. There's been some, I can't remember how y'all topicked it, but on your show, you talked about some, it was kind of like must do's, but y'all were kind of ranking the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing for each man and for women. And I think Damian, sex might have been number 1 in what you asked him for. I think sex was there, respect, all that. We didn't get down to cooking bacon until like 7 or 8, 7
or 8. Look, I can do DoorDash, Uber Eats.
Right. So talk to me about that in terms of, Jamie said it was important. How is it different for men and women in terms of its level of importance?
I think that it's probably at the utmost of importance, especially in a situation where a man doesn't have any health issues or anything like that. Some guys talk about, as they get older, they may not be going that route as much or wanting to, but if you're a healthy, virile guy that is trying to do what needs to be done, and it's very important, and it's one of the ways that we express how we feel. A lot of guys don't say that, but it's one of our ultimate expressions of love and connection and oneness, because as men, we really think and appreciate a woman's effort, and the fact that you care about me enough to create the effort and the opportunities for us to be intimate together really creates and shows us how much you care and love us.
Yeah, love it, man. Love it. Just a couple of shout outs. Number 1, Kevin West, and y'all know who Kevin West is. Quit texting me that I'm funny during the show. Put it in the comments. I don't texting me. Yeah, texting me talking about you a mess, dog. I'm on the show. Text me. Put it in the chat room that's it. Shout out to the Sonny Cole, Chris Chrisman, Craig, Danielle White, Keysman Way Up, and of course, Ben Sutherland. We appreciate the love. But yeah, let us know what you think. Let's get these quick comments right quick. In marriage, we make love. That's definitely a must do as often as you can. Right on. I think everybody talks about the must do.
For me. Come on, often.
Yeah. Yeah. She says as often as you can. Yeah. Okay. Let's hit the next question real quick. And we'll start with
Heard that.
Heard that.
we'll start with Lily on this. Okay, so we talked about the must do's. What are some must not do's in marriage?
Often.
Okay.
The opposite of often.
Wow.
Come on.
Here we go.
Got it.
Let's go ahead and play a commercial or some shit, because she gonna take a minute.
She is an idiot. I wish she was talking. Some must nots.
Yeah.
You must not stop giving it to me.
Wow. Let's move on.
Often.
Let's move on.
Often.
Let's go to the Johnson. Somebody who can take this seriously. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question, even though I agree with her 1000%.
Yeah, so I guess it is easier than we think, right? Just keep punching. Hey.
Just keep punching.
Ooh, look at Trey, get your mama and daddy. Trey, get your mama and daddy off of here, please.
I'm not retired, but it's gonna be often.
So what I would say about one of the biggest must not do for a man is going to be disrespect. That's at the very top of the list, especially if you're a man out there that's, doing the best that you can do, trying to provide for your family, and you're taking care of the kids and, doing all the things that need to be done to try to hold it down. That's one of the worst things that you can do, is be disrespectful, whether in tone, whether in approach, whether in just in the body
generation, yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's probably for me the biggest do not or not do is don't disrespect me. I excuse me, on a lot of these podcasts and a lot of these, in the younger generation, I hear a lot of the women calling the men bees. And like from our generation, that's zero tolerance on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and it's like it's just become kind of a regular thing now. He's a bee, or they call him sassy, and all the
or HAN.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, that would be the top number one not do, is you're not going to disrespect me.
Okay.
So must not be disrespectful.
Okay, Jamie, you got anything?
I think for from a woman's perspective, I don't know how do I phrase this as a must not, but you must not make her feel desired.
I love it. No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I got it.
Continue to let her know that she still does it for you. I still choose you today. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine yards, because as women and as we are blessed with years of age, things change, and you do want that reassurance that, it's almost like that feeling of like, and women hate it, but then you love it at the same time, like you mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to know that he knows and he feels like you're his, without it being in a controlling, dominating way. But just that feeling of knowing, like, yeah, I'm his, you know what I'm saying? But just, of course, like I said, must not make her feel wanted, or let her know
that's good.
That she's still desired.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Mika, what are some must not do's? Being said, often is the word of the night.
I'm gonna go to work tomorrow, Sheldon. Often. Must not. It's a couple that came to my mind, but you must not communicate with me. Like, I hate it when he's gone. Hallelujah.
So let's call it this. So it's shut down, basically.
Yeah, you cannot shut down with me. I understand. There are many people like me, like Alicia. We want to communicate right then. What's going on? How you feeling?
Shit must run in the family.
Yeah.
All right, look at her. I need to talk about this. I don't like. I don't like feeling like this. Let's get this off.
Yeah. But there are some people who need to walk away for a minute. Yeah. Who need to do this and who need to do that. communicate with me. Hey, I need 30 minutes to walk around this block.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I need 30 minutes to go for a jog. I need 30 minutes to go for a drive. I'm not leaving you. I'm just taking time for me. So you have to commit. You cannot shut down on me.
Love it.
I used to be able to shut down for days, and that was really bad. I'm serious. I used to be that person to like, I need a minute to process. But I am for real ready this time. I'm done laughing.
Okay, go ahead.
She said, I am ready.
But you must not be petty. I see so many immature married people.
Yeah.
Like they will put all their business on Facebook, but then the next day be booed up in a picture. Like we can't do the petty and dropping. Oh, that's why your drawers dirty, but you sleeping with them every night. Like I don't get that piece of it. And you would never see me do something like it's crazy.
Yeah. What I didn't say on the must do's in a marriage, and that is chill out. You must chill out. So there's gonna be some time where you got to chill. You know, you just got to, EPMD said it best. You got to chill. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to chill out, sit down somewhere.
But I've learned, I've learned that as I've grown older. Like I used to be like, talk to me right now. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Let's take 2 hours. You go over here.
Yeah.
And I go over here. But we've communicated with each other. We need this 2 hours to just stay to each other and be good. Yeah. And when we come back to each other, we're good.
And that's good too. Like you were saying, I was going to say that's good to de-escalate things. So if you keep talking about it right then it might blow up.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And it usually does, because I want to get my point across, and so do you.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I heard on Marriage is Real episode, y'all even talked about the going to bed mad, and they're like, that's not a realistic proposition. It's not realistic. What you gonna do? Be up all night? I got to go to work because I'm not gonna not be mad. You know, I'm gonna be mad. You know, I need to go to sleep right now.
This mortgage coming on the first. You gonna be mad? I'm gonna be mad.
And then if you do go to bed mad, just in your own way, trying to reassure them that this ain't the end. Ain't nothing finna happen. None of that stuff. That's what everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna stick a pin in this. And we'll hash this out tomorrow.
But I like the word that
we're gonna stick a pin in this, and I'm gonna stick a pin in that. We'll talk again tomorrow.
I like the word that he used. It's reassurance. Like sometimes we don't feel reassured in relationship and marriages. Let me reassure you, I'm not going nowhere. This is good. We cool. It ain't over because of this. We'll talk tomorrow. And that makes you rest a little better at night.
Yeah, that's good. And for me, my must not do in marriage is you must not be inflexible. You must not be rigid. You gotta be pliable, man. You gotta be, amiable and flexible. It just if you're inflexible, you're in trouble. Trouble. Craig, if you are still listening, I need you to tell me. At the barbershop, when we asked, I can't remember who it was, we asked, man, how you stay married for 40 years? What did he say was the reason why he was able to stay married for 40 years? If you're still listening and watching, type that in the comments, please. Let's get this comment, and then we'll move on to the next question. Okay. So basically, don't smother each other and never lose yourself in your marriage. You're two individuals as one.
That's
okay.
Good.
Okay. All right. Let's get this next question. Let's start with the Johnson on this. Is love enough to make a marriage work? Why or why not?
Go ahead.
Why did you get it?
And why you? Okay. That's a very hard question, and people ask this question all the time. And I say yes and no.
Cop out. Cop out.
Because we rep Jesus Christ, so God is love.
I go there all the time. I go there all the time.
That's God is love. So
love isn't. If that's the case, then love is enough, right?
Right. In that essence, in that instance. However, when you just say like what they say, what baby girl Tina trying to say, what's love got to do with it? it's just more than us just being in love because I love him and we're all in this euphoric state of, fantasy, and he ain't got no job, or she's extremely disrespectful, and all of these things are happening. So yeah, because you can love somebody and them not be good for you. How many times have people had to, you love them, but you love them enough to know you love yourself more to know, like, I still love this person, but I can't be with you. We come from experiences where there have been, I hate for it to be so extreme, but like alcoholism and drug abuse and stuff like
real
that.
Talk.
I love him, but I can't stay. Like the toxicity and the trauma that it's causing my family and my children, and what it'll be down the line. So yeah, I love you, but love is not enough to make this marriage work because of all of these external factors and these circumstances.
That's what's up.
That's good,
Damian.
So I'd say I'll kind of twist it up a little bit. I think that love is the reason why you do what you need to do to make the marriage work. If you're with the person that you're supposed to be with and you guys are working it out, you're going to do those things for that person based on the way that you feel about them. You hear a lot of new people now, a lot of podcasters and people talking about love as a business, but the difference between marriage being love and a business is you're not sexually involved with the business. And when you create that and you create that intimacy and that closeness, that kind of changes the rules of the game. So you're going to do things for that person out of love. I think about Steve Harvey all the time, and he talks about when a man loves a woman, he will do things for her based on the fact that he loves her. If I'm doing something intentionally that's making her hurt or causing her any kind of harm, because I love her enough, I'm going to try to make those changes for her. If I'm going to be with this woman, I've got to do something different because these are some of her non-negotiables. And if I love her, I'm going to change those ways.
That's right.
For the betterment and for the longevity of our relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not even going to think about it. It's not even something you're going to contemplate long. It's an easy decision, right?
Exactly.
Once you know that, you like, yeah, got you,
And if a man ain't doing that, then you have to question that whole thing, because if he loves you, he's going to do those things for you if he's going to be with you.
No doubt. Mika, is love enough to make a marriage work? It's so good to her. She got that when you put your hand on your chin, something happening. Go ahead. Is love enough to make a marriage work? Why or why not?
It's a hard question.
It really is a hard question.
To make it work. Yes, but is love enough to make it last?
Oh, that's I guess that depends on how you define work, right? Because I'm going to define make a marriage work as lasting. Hell, I don't want a marriage to work for 30 days. Shit,
No.
I want it to work for 30 years.
No, to last, no.
Okay. You want to add anything to that, or you want to just let that ride? I'll let you off of it.
Let that ride.
Okay, Lily, is love enough to make a marriage work?
I'm kind of with Jamie. Like, this is a very tough question, and I feel it's a little bit of both. Like, yes, love you can make a marriage work with love, but do I want to stay around for the emotional abuse, or am I just staying for the kids? That type of thing. Like, that's a tough question for me.
Yeah, well, I'm right there too. Like when Jamie said that from a spiritual standpoint, right? We believe God is love. So if you take that literal, which I tend to do, right, then love is enough. Okay. However, it can't be misappropriated. Okay, right? And it can't be misunderstood. So many people misunderstand love, right? What it is. And they think it is a feeling, it is a warm and fuzzy, and it is not. It is an action word, right? So if you're not putting no action behind that word, then it ain't gonna be enough. Okay. But like Damian said, if you love her enough to do, fill in the blank. I love you enough to do whatever it is, right? So with that aspect of it from a spiritual standpoint and a literal practical application, it is enough if applied properly. Unfortunately, in society today, we misappropriate that word too much, right? I love this. In fact, part of it is you should take the damn love button off the damn social media stuff, because that's making too many people. I love this. I love this. I love that. You misuse the word too much, right? And again, I've mentioned, a couple of things that we kind of were taught under the ministry umbrella we were in. One of them is the overuse of the term love. So it's deflating that term, and you probably need to start adding in some more respect and value. Right. If you love somebody, but you don't respect and value them, then you are misappropriating the term. You're misusing the term. And you're misunderstanding the term. Right. So love is enough as long as it comes with respect and value.
That's good.
You can't love somebody and not respect them or value them.
I love
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
Let's go to I think Dr. Selena has a comment, and then we'll go to our video. She says facts, reassurance in a relationship is needed, both verbal and in action. Hey, I'm telling you right now, if you just simply put your hand on my thigh when we sitting next to each other watching TV, you done did a whole bunch of stuff, right? You done showed me everything all right. You done said a paragraph with that.
That brother
that's all
don't
you got to do. Rub the back of my head when we riding down the road.
That brother gonna crumble.
Tell me if I don't think everything all right. Shit, I'm gonna start singing that Amazing Frankie Beverly live, nigga. So, I'm telling you, just a little effort goes a long way.
That's so true.
I promise you that. All right, let's look at that. Let's play that video, Miss Producer.
Sad truth is that love will never be enough to save your relationship, at least not the way today's culture has defined it. Frankly, I don't even care that you love each other. Anyone with a pulse in their brain can fall in love. But I had to learn the hard way that love doesn't sustain a relationship. Connection and intimacy and safety and trust do. And those require a lot more than just love, don't they? That's great that you love each other. Here's a better question. Do you respect each other? Does your partner feel respected and valued? Do you even care anymore? Do you work to appreciate each other? Do you serve each other mutually? Can you take accountability when you mess up? Can you repair conflicts together? Can you listen when they say you accidentally hurt them? Can you be vulnerable? Are you a safe place for them to be vulnerable and honest about what they need to feel valued? Because love's not going to be enough. How you love each other is what's going to make the difference. And for those of you who are married, saying I do doesn't mean you can. It just means you want to. And unfortunately, relationship success has nothing to do with your intentions. It has everything to do with humility and putting aside your ego and becoming a team together where each of you cares how the other feels loved, valued, and prioritized.
Wow, right?
Anybody
got any thoughts on what he just said? Just thoughts.
I think that love is the basis of all of that.
Come on now, get out of my head.
I think that the love is the seed. And everything he talks about are the branches and the fruit of everything. Because you're not going to do any of those other things if you don't love them first. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not
branches and fruit
against them, but I'm just saying. But
that's what's up. That's
the foundation of everything that you did.
And I was thinking the same thing, because the thing that I was thinking that you said, Doc, was defining a word. Because I know she said about working and lasting. You said, well, what's the definition? So the way you define the word love, if you define the word love based on everything he just said, like you just said, love is the tree, all of that stuff connecting and mutual respect and, all of those things are the branches. So then in that instance, then love does and is and can make the marriage work. It just depends on how you define it.
Yeah. Let's talk about this aspect of it for just a moment. He talked about a safe place, right? You need to be a safe place for them, right? And I can't remember what it was, what we were looking at, but there is, I think it was last week's episode where we watched a video and he was talking about being a protector is not just being able to beat up the joker that's messing with you. And therefore providing a safe place is not just keeping you safe from physical harm. It is keeping you safe emotionally, mentally, and all that. And in order for you to be vulnerable, I got to provide you that safe space. But let's talk about the difficulties in when somebody has hurt your feelings, when your spouse has hurt your feelings. It's an accident, but the shit still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody tell me why?
Because it still hurts.
I mean,
because it's like if I accidentally stab you,
even if you say my bad,
my bad.
You still bleeding. You know, so even though it's an accident, it still doesn't negate the hurtfulness of it. The question is, did it hurt you or did it harm you? Because hurt don't last as long as harm. You know,
no, that's good, man.
Like trauma, like you get it lasting.
Yeah.
But this hurt can be healed and the scab can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the thing. And like having that, like we talked about earlier, having that communication and that conversation as a marriage you got to communicate that stuff. You have to have the vulnerability.
Yeah.
And you have to have that safety in the relationship to say, hey, I just want to let you know, like that you did that really hurt me. That really made me. However you verbalize it, that made me feel like today or whatever that is. But that conversation has to be had. If you don't have the conversation, you can't heal that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow.
I don't know if we know. Jamie made an excellent point, but I don't know if we know the difference between hurt and harm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when we are in that moment, we're gonna say, "Oh, he hurt me" or "He harmed me," and use it interchangeably because we don't know the difference.
Right.
Yeah. For the guys out there who are watching, we hear it a lot in sports, right? When we determine whether a player should be on the field or not, they're like, "Are you hurt or are you injured?" You know, if you hurt, you get your butt on out there, you know, because you can play through hurt. Now, if you got an injury, okay, you on the DL list, or you know, you need to go see the trainer until we, rehab you to get you back, So I think that's kind of your hurt or harm as well. And that's a fantastic point. Lily, you and Mika, anybody? It looked like Lily may be froze again. She ain't that happy. Yeah, she was froze. Mika, you got anything on that video? Anything else? Oh, no, not on the video. I asked about the accidental hurt. Did you already said something on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give a shout out real quick. We got Theodora Hopper in the building. That's Blue Streak Freak. We also got Twin in the building. Kobe Dawkins. That's my youngest twin. Appreciate y'all for jumping on it. And of course, Dr. Selena in the building as well. Okay. Another thing you talked about.
Now let me ask you a question, because you said if they accidentally hurt you, but it still hurts. Like, are you speaking from experience, or are you asking for a friend?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm speaking from experience. I'm gonna say this, and it's like I've been experiencing this shit since I was 13 years old, because I'm a sensitive motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I really am. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I really do. You know.
Shout out to you for admitting.
Yeah, but I think he has to with 3 sisters and a mama.
Right.
And in my conversations with God, okay, and I talked to him about this, he's like, in order for you to be who I need you to be, that's something you have to do. It's like it's a part of you. If I took that away, if I made you more your exterior tougher to be able to handle that and not be hurt so easily, then you wouldn't be as giving. You wouldn't be as forgiving. You wouldn't be as, you follow what I'm saying? You know, so I had to have real conversations, because I'm like, man, I'm a punk, man. Why I'm always, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, you know, like, why stuff be hurting me? And it should, you know, and I'm talking about since I was 12, 13 years old. I remember being easily moved and emotional by stuff that hurt my feelings, you know, like you hurt my feelings, you know. Yeah. So, you know, and I, you know, be wanting to say, man, I don't want that. I knew it wasn't intentional. You know, I know it. I know who you are. I knew you wouldn't, you know. Right. So yeah, that's from experience. And I asked that question because I would imagine that there are some people that's standing with me, and like Kendrick Lamar said, they not like us.
Right. I love the voice.
Hey, when you eat, you're supposed to look like that. Yeah. being Mr. Clip for the week. You pull that one right there. Okay, another key term. I want you to talk, Johnson. I want y'all to talk about humility. He mentioned humility in this. Not only did he mention vulnerability, he mentioned humility. Why is that important?
I think humility is important because you have to be able to bear your soul to your spouse, and you have to be able to know that you're, you know, human, that there are things within yourself that are to make you feel uncomfortable. There are things that could expose you. You know, humility is a way of exposing yourself. But in order for that to happen, that is to give your partner a way and an opportunity to know that you're real and that you're, you know, that you're tangible and that you can, that you have emotions and that you bleed and all that kind of stuff. Because I know a lot of times as men, sometimes we had a Superman complex where, you know, we think the bullets are gonna bounce off our chest and you know, this, that, and the third. But humility lets, you know, will let somebody know, yo, I'm a person too, and things can get to me. But because I'm moving and I'm showing you this, maybe we can connect on that level and understand. You can understand me more because I'm a person just like you are.
Okay, Jamie. Anything else on humility?
Not really. I think about that, like, again, like we talked about the definition of, you know, humility. And when I think about humility, I think about coming from addressing things or approaching things in marriage from a humble state. Because I know sometimes pride and ego can get in the way because you think you're the better cook or you're the better person with the finance or you're the better conversationalist or whatever. So I think for me, when it comes to humility, being able to humble yourself and know that you ain't the bee's knees, you ain't all of that, because you can't be in this marriage outside of you can't be in this marriage outside of me, because if without me, you single.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's being able to like check ego at the door.
Yeah, and that's how I was going to come at it. So I'm right there with you, is that sometimes in order to understand an issue or the importance of an issue, you can't come at it from the outside in. You got to come from the inside out, you know, or whatever the case may be. So in order to understand humility, I'm gonna teach you humility by explaining pride, right? You know, you can't let pride stop you from apologizing. Right. So if pride doesn't let you you don't let pride stop you from apologizing, then that means you've been humble. You know, you've shown some humility, right? You know, you talked about, you know, I'm the best with the finances, I'm the best with the cooking, I'm the best with the whatever. Another way it could hurt, right? If you're somebody who, let's just say the man is paying all the bills in the relationship and he walk around, nigga, I'm paying the bills in here.
Being this shit.
That's the
horrible.
Look at here. Look at here. You know, number one, not only are you not being humble, but number two, you just took away that safe space.
Absolutely.
Right? You just pulled the rug out from under that safe place, you know, that safe space, right? And, you know, so again, I think, sometimes you have to look at it from the inside out, not the outside in. And again, to understand humility, just simply understand pride.
Yeah,
Lily, I think you may have met. Did you talk about the part about accidentally hurt them? Did you get to comment on that? You know, your spouse accidentally hurt you.
I think I cut out.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to say something, but I was just saying, like, sometimes it's very unintentional. Like, they may feel like you're ready to receive something, and
that's
you're not.
An aspect of it. Yeah.
So that could be just a different perspective of that.
Okay. That leads me to this way then. Let me ask this question. I'm gonna start with the Johnson. What's the best way to start a serious conversation? To try to prevent some of that hurt, huh?
After sex. No.
After often.
No, I think the one of the things that we always talk about, or we've talked about before, is having a town hall meeting. Like Mika and Lily mentioned earlier, sometimes you can't just have that conversation right then. This is not the best. This is not an opportune moment to talk about that. So you will schedule. Hey, you know, I have these. I want to talk to you about some stuff. We've coined it, like I said, as a town hall meeting. So we may go out to eat, or we may go, you know, whatever. Or we might just, you know, 8:00 tonight after the house is calm, we're gonna have this conversation, so that you can have realistic conversations, and you're already, both people are already in the mindset of receiving whatever is on the table tonight.
Okay.
You know?
Love it. Love it. Love it. And again, from a spiritual standpoint, sometimes you need to start with prayer.
Absolutely.
But one time I started with prayer, and we still end up cussing each other out here. So I don't know if I didn't say in Jesus' name at the end. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong, Lord. But there's this really good app. So you talked about that in conversations and when to have those conversations, right? There's this really good app out there, right? And it takes you through exercises as a couple and stuff like that. It teaches you how to communicate, how to have better conversations. It teaches you how much do you really know about your spouse? And you're going through these exercises, right? And it's called Paired, P-A-I-R-E-D. Right, it's an app that you get. So married couples, I would highly recommend that app, because you learn things you didn't know about yourself and about your spouse, and it's just a way to continue to connect, and keep the conversation going. Sometimes that's all you need. I didn't ask the question, they did. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I ask you why you be looking funny sometime when I come in here. I didn't ask you that. The app did, whatever, right? So so sometimes learning how just to start a conversation, what's best, And so again, one of the things that they said on there was sometimes it's going to be physical touch. What is your love language? If your love language is physical touch, that's how I'm gonna start this conversation, with physical touch. If it's gifts, I'm gonna start this conversation maybe, hey baby, I know you like such and such, I got you this. And by the way, we need to tug.
I think I add to that too. When you do have those conversations, this is something that we started to do, because a lot of times you're listening to respond instead of listening to comprehend. Exactly. So what I'll do and what we do sometimes, like when he's talking, we have an understanding that I'm taking notes as you're talking, because I want to be able to, because in my mind, I'm like, dang, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to make sure I go back to this. So I'm trying to hold on to what I want to say, but then still listen to you. So that's not realistic. So I'll just jot down. He said, he was tripping Wednesday. I'm gonna write Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So I will know, I can let that go, and I can continue to effectively listen to you and be actively engaging with what you're saying. And then I can say, okay, I've heard you. So I'm gonna go back and touch on this. So it's almost like, you ain't counseling or something, you're taking notes, but it is a great, effective way to have a conversation. I've done it. We used to write letters. You can write in this letter, you said right here on line number 5. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's smart. That helps too.
Love it, love it. Well, we are, unfortunately, this hour flew by, and
it sure did.
Now you can see why marriage is real is needed on a weekly basis. Because if we wanted to, we could talk about. There you go. It ain't gotta be every week for sure. We could literally talk about a marriage topic every single week, as you well know. There's something to talk about that can be beneficial to married folks, and at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to give practical applications, real stuff. Make sure you understand you are not a weirdo because you feel like this or you feel like that. There's a lot of people that feel the same way, so it keeps the conversation going, so we can positively contribute to those unions. This brings us up to our final thoughts. We will start with the baby queen.
Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like we need to keep talking, but we're gonna have to bring you guys back. It's just been too long, so I feel like we had too much to talk about. But thank you so much for coming. I admire you guys' marriage. I admire the things that you talk about, the way that y'all bring it to, to put it in front of us. It's not enough people that talk about it and talk as raw as y'all do about it. So I really appreciate your perspective.
Thank you.
But marriage, it's work every day, and you're learning somebody every day. No person is going to stay the same as they were 10 years ago, and you got to be willing to accept all that comes with that. So love is an action word. You have to show it. You have to grow within it. You have to work at it every day. So that's all I have. That was really good. It was really good.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think what what Lily, when she talked about how y'all deliver the information, she talked about raw. I said raw, real, and down to earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, so it's very relatable. You know,
Always.
like people are not thinking that this is some, PhD
Yeah.
level psychiatrist that's trying to come from this up here, holier than thou,
Yeah.
point. It's like you in the middle of the fight with us, and trying to deliver that information.
And sometimes you don't want to hear all that. I'm like, sis, this is where I am today.
Yeah.
And it's a B.
Yeah, I think 3 episodes they fought on the episode, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this for the TV, man. We need to. Yeah. Mika, final thoughts.
Shout out to y'all, and we appreciate y'all. Like my brother said, he gonna take on the fees, even if it's once a month. Come on back, because I'm watching, because I'm building a village for me when I do step into marriage. And y'all don't make it look simple, but you make it look attainable.
Yes,
so
that's what's up.
That's something that people, especially as we, young people or older people or people right here in the middle, we need to see that. So y'all make it look attainable. So come back and make sure that we're going where we need to be, because we need to know it's real. It's gonna be some raw moments that you say, I don't like you, and you say, I don't like you either. But we in this thing together. So thank you for making this thing look attainable, even when in moments where it's not. And y'all come on over to this family gathering. We've been together for the last couple months, just kicking it. We've been in the backyard. Y'all come on.
Okay.
Come through.
Thank you.
We had these conversations real time.
That's how we having conversations real time. Y'all come on over.
Yeah, y'all can get in the pool, a hot tub, have drinks, but Damian, you don't bring them Speedos, man. You wear some.
Didn't nobody say nothing about no Speedos.
You wear some long trunks. Before we get the Johnson's final thoughts, just a shout out to Danny Thomas. That's my neighbor. He always showing some love, man.
Hey neighbor.
What's up, Danny? Tell Kim we said hello. Shay Montgomery, thank you for tuning in. All right, Johnson's final thoughts.
I just wanted to add one quick marriage month that I didn't get to say earlier.
He was over there taking notes like his wife.
Always got something over here. But I just wanted to say, first of all, just thank you guys for having us. This is a blessing. We've been formulating and seeing like what we need to do. So we got some stuff we gotta discuss. But yeah, we appreciate you guys having us again. This is definitely a blessing. But one thing I want to say, a marriage must, is you have to create your own culture within your home. When you create two different backgrounds under the one roof, you got to create your own culture. Your mama did it this way, my daddy did it this way, but we got to find a place where both of us can work. We can make it harmonious under our own roof. So for anybody that's listening tonight, create your own culture. Your mama may have said it one way and my daddy said it one way. But what do we say, and what's going to work for us and our family?
Yeah. You kept the ketchup in the refrigerator. We kept it in the pantry. Which one we gonna do for us? Yeah.
Right. Refrigerator, but go ahead and live your life.
Pantry.
Pantry.
You're wrong. You're wrong, Johnson.
You see,
nothing like the ketchup help cool your fries down there. What you talking about? Okay. For me, Jamie.
Thank y'all so much for having us. This was so fun. Like he said, we've been thinking about like how we about to step back into, get back into the trenches with the podcasting and the videos and stuff like that. But this, Doc is reaching out. He stay on top of us, and I love the accountability. Hey, we got things y'all want. Hey, let's do it. This time I'm not gonna say whatever we got going on, we gonna make sure we get this, going. So we just are so appreciative. Y'all are really like family. I love it. I love seeing y'all on Facebook and everything. And Mika and Lily look so much alike. I'll be like, they look like twins.
We get that so much.
I know it. Y'all do.
Yeah.
I just love what y'all do. BS3 is our family. Will always be our family. So we are, considering some things, but we'll be in contact. But I would just say thank y'all so much. And as far as like what we talked about today, the marriage must, everybody made great points. Y'all, taught us some stuff tonight as well. But the marriage must is once you are getting married, if you're going into marriage, your mindset should be on that we must make this work. Mm-hmm. Don't go in thinking, it's easier than we think, and then if it don't work, we just get a divorce. Because if that's your mentality, rethink it before you go in.
Yeah.
But
love it. Love it.
And y'all hang on before y'all.
Yeah.
So don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave. Stay in the studio. So that reminded me of, I talked about the Paired app and starting a conversation. And they say one of the things you need to do at the beginning of that conversation is state what the goal of that conversation is. That's oftentimes we don't say that. We need to talk about something. We're going to talk about it. We may pray for it. We may do a whole bunch of things to start it, but we don't talk about what is the goal, what is our agenda here. And that leads me into what Damian said. When he talked about culture, it made me think of blueprint. So I'm going to give a shout out to our cousin, General James Porter, who just had his ceremony for being promoted. Brigadier General James Porter. He just got his promotion to General, 1-star General, which is something that less than 0.5% of the people in the country have obtained that particular position, right? Wow. That particular rank, which you put that in perspective, it's huge, right? But when we were there during his ceremony, he talked about some of the people that were influential in his career. And one of the things they kept asking him is, what is your blueprint? What is your blueprint for your career? So same thing here. You got to have, when he talked about culture, I immediately associated that, what's your blueprint for your marriage? What kind of marriage do you want this to be? And if you want this marriage to be an XYZ marriage, then you need to put some ABC plywood on it, right? You need to have a foundation. Remember we got taught before, the taller the building, a lot of people don't know the deeper the foundation has to go. The Empire State Building don't have the same kind of foundation on it that this house got. So that's one thing you got to understand. If you want a tall building, a successful marriage, you got to have a deep foundation. Again, I think about willingness as well in my final thoughts. You have to be willing. Hope that's why you say I do. Because that says I'm willing to be, right? I'm willing to do. And the greatest ability, we've heard this a lot of times, the greatest ability is availability. Be available to each other, right? Be available to each other, right? Hey, this was a fun episode. We definitely need to do a part 2 of this and bring it back whenever we can. For everybody that tuned in, we appreciated everybody that commented. We appreciate it, Miss Producer. We thank you for your work. We don't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Next week, fry that chicken again like you did. See, you can't see her.
Don't do that.
But she sometimes she be in the back with a hand on her hip, fried chicken.
Come on, Tex, so I can dance out of here.
We will see you next week. I cannot remember what next week episode is, but
we're on the break. It's a replay with John.
It's a replay with John Lewis. Okay, that's right. That was a good episode as well. But hey, we appreciate y'all. Tune in again next week for another episode of Queen3 and King, and we will have Bobby Munt McGinty, and Natalie McGinty on the 20th. So 2 weeks from today.
Oh,
and I promise you do not want to miss this show. If you think I'm a fool, we got a brand new fool coming. We'll see you later from Queen3 and King.
Want beef, then we cooking, bro. Bring the hook in. Queen3 and King, we the team. It's going down. We the talk of the town. It's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns. It's going down. Tune in now. It's going down. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down. We just hit you with another one. Tune in now. We just hit you with another one. It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King.